The rural way of life is about making everyone feel at home. Tractor Supply chose advanced 5G solutions from T-Mobile for Business to transform intelligent customer service. Together, we put the power of AI to work across 2,200 stores, keeping things running seamlessly inside, curbside, and countryside. This is elevated customer experience. This is Tractor Supply with T-Mobile for Business. Take your business further at T-Mobile.com/now.
Running a business comes with a lot of what-ifs. But luckily, there's a simple answer to them. Shopify. It's the commerce platform behind millions of businesses, including Thrive Cosmetics and Momofuku. And it'll help you with everything you need. From website design and marketing to boosting sales and expanding operations, Shopify can get the job done and make your dream a reality. Turn those what-ifs into... Sign up for your $1 per month trial at shopify.com/special offer.
Welcome to Eejits of the World. I'm Glenn Wool.
And I'm Andrew Maxwell.
Welcome to part 2 of our special, in-depth, intellectual discussion with the lovely and talented Mr. Jim Jefferies.
Sorry we cut it abruptly short last week. We didn't want you to overdose on Jim Jefferies.
So if you're ready, sit back, relax, while we pick up where we left off last week.
Talking about nonces and retro magazines. Looking at this old music magazine that the moral compass of show business has always been a bit skew with.
Well, that's what I was saying.
Whiskey, cigarettes, and convicted nonsense.
No virgins, no Christmas.
Yeah, but with the scissors.
What's that? Sorry,
I just want to get this. Like, I showed it to Frankie, and he said he reckons it was Gary Glitter's subconscious trying to end the madness, trying to cut his. And I said, well, he might have just been trying to make it fit where he was sticking it.
Oh. I mean, how it's him and Savile. Like, obviously, Yanks, but again, would have until the Netflix documentary would have never heard of Jimmy Savile.
I don't think the Savile documentary even really hit over in America.
Really?
Yeah, I know a few people who saw it, but not. I don't think it was a big blockbuster in America. No.
But it's
Really?
did you?
And I think
was
to the people who watched it must have been very confusing because
what the hell is this? How is this the most obvious noncy looking nonce of all time?
Yeah.
the bit that I got out of it was that there was something like 1 in 7 people in Britain were watching Jim Will Fix It. Like, how few TV did you have? Like,
3 channels. There were 3 channels.
I know in Australia we had that as well, but like fucking that was the highest rated thing. Like the whole concept of the show is a little boring.
Yeah, it was fixing things for kids. Yeah. And there was the best episode when Savile was eventually done. I knew that Savile was an epic sex offender because in the early 90s when we all moved over to the UK, I was a warm-up man at the BBC. And like all the humpers and lumpers, the cameramen, the sound men, they all knew that Savile was... Not only that, Savile would show people pictures of corpses. Like, they knew that he wasn't just a nonce, that he was... Because he would brag that he was fucking the dead.
Wow. Who's he think that's going to impress?
And how do you broach that subject?
How'd you get it?
Asking for a friend.
Quite a stiff crowd tonight. You better believe it. They were dead to me.
Yeah.
They really should be put on a slab and fucked. Quite a lot, Jimmy. There was a lot in that one.
Maybe it wasn't that he didn't want to have sex with dead people. He just didn't like the chat afterwards.
Ah, yeah.
I understand that.
Well, you're a radio DJ. You've probably done a lot of
talking all
day.
Yeah.
But they all like the thing is, it's everybody knew. Like, and then when Savile eventually gets done, like there was the official thing from the BBC, and the rest of the British media was like, I'm as shocked as you.
Yeah.
Well, I was shocked by Rolf Harris. I didn't see that one coming.
I was saddened.
And now I've heard a lot about people, you know, at the BBC used to talk about him, called him the octopus. They told women not to get in the elevators with him.
Gee.
Oh. And then, I love Rolf Harris.
That's sad, that is.
He'd take away 2 little boys. I love that song.
But he probably didn't write it.
No, he didn't. It was like a song from the Civil War. It wasn't even about the Australian military. It was an old sort of folky song.
Yeah.
He just did a cover.
He also Hawaiian shirt.
Hawaiian shirt, yeah.
He was also quite Hawaiian-y.
The goodies used to go after him a bit. They were the only people who took him to task.
Really?
The goodies always had like a Rolf Harris impersonator in the background. There was one time where Rolf Harris's were cloned and there was a whole lot of Jake the Pegs running around London. The goodies were a funny thing because the goodies in Britain were like a Monty Python thing, and they actually had tits in episodes. There was bits where they went into a bathroom and there was a girl in a bath, topless, and they just took all the tits out of the episodes and they made it a kids show in Australia. And we watched it after school. I always thought it was made for children.
What?
They just edited the racy bits out of the goodies, and I watched it every day.
Well, and they left Eki Thump in.
Oh yeah.
So there's still like lots of children punching each other on the top of the soft top of their heads. It was seriously. It was when the goodies was on TV. There was a thing where in every episode one go Eki Thump and then punch the other one on the top of the head like a mallet format, and it became like this craze all across the playgrounds of Britain and Ireland in the late 70s, early 80s. Kids punching each other on the soft top of their fucking heads. Nobody complained. Nobody. The best of all those.
Do you think they still dead leg?
I hope dead legs are still a thing.
I don't know if they are. My son hasn't reported a dead leg. He hasn't given a dead leg.
That's a Charlie horse, right?
Yeah.
That's a Charlie horse. What?
Yeah, Americans call it Charlie horse.
What, a dead leg?
Yeah, just punching someone in the thigh, corking their thigh.
Oh, you do it with a knee in Canada. Charlie horse with a knee.
Because their fingers are sore from the cold.
Oh, in Canada. Yeah, it's probably. I don't want to take my mittens off.
The other one's the horse slap, where you just slap the thigh as hard as you can.
Right.
That's not as good as a dead leg.
That's no dead leg.
Oh, there's a horse bite. That's when you grab the arm and twist it.
Oh, no.
Oh,
In
that's
Australia, we call that a Chinese burn.
Oh, we call that a Chinese burn, yeah.
Probably not anymore.
We have a few things like... I didn't know that, like... So they call it telephone, where you whisper something.
Yeah.
Chinese whispers, yeah.
Chinese whispers. Yeah. And Americans don't call it Chinese whispers.
They call it...
telephone. A game of telephone.
What's wrong with their telephones?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know, but they call it telephone. And then if you say Chinese whispers, they think that it must have some... It's probably got some racist connotation somewhere.
100%.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, there's pretty much every expression has racism.
I got in trouble for calling the Mexican wave.
What?
They just call it the wave. If you're at the Dodgers, you say the Mexican wave. There's a lot of Mexicans there, by the way.
Yeah, of course.
And you can't call it the Mexican way, but it originated from the Soccer World Cup in Mexico.
That's right.
That's where it originated. That's where it came from. It's not like it's because it looks like a sombrero or something.
Yeah.
It's nothing. There's no...
Yeah, like you don't find it a lazy thing to do.
Yeah,
it doesn't Mexican wave.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
It's not like a bad functioning nation state.
Yeah, no, you can't call it Mexican wave.
You know what I mean? It doesn't feel like, you know what I mean? The state level policing is subpar.
Yeah.
It's nothing to do with that. You know what I mean?
It would be hard to to convey that with the crowd movement.
It's true, but what a choreography it'd be.
Oh yeah, it'd be like in China when they're flipping all the cards to make the crowd.
Oh, I missed that, the flipping of the cards. They've gone away from that. We've moved to drone technology.
It's boring.
It's not that everyone had to flip their card at the same time. You had a responsibility as an audience.
You had a moment.
Yeah.
You had a very brief moment. Hey, was Rod Hull famous in Australia?
Rod Hull.
He was the dude with the emu?
Yeah. No, we had another emu.
What?
We had Aussie ostrich.
Wow.
He wasn't an emu, obviously. He was an ostrich.
Yeah.
And he was on a show called Hey Hey It's Saturday, which was Australia's biggest show, Hey Hey It's Saturday. And we'd have musical... If you were a musical guest, you played Hey Hey It's Saturday. If you're a comedian who was in town, you played Hey Hey It's Saturday. That was the only show in town.
Chat show?
It was a late night show, but the co-host was an ostrich. Aussie ostrich.
What?
Right.
And over the years they've gone after
co-host is an ostrich.
they've gone after Hey Hey It's Saturday for races. And there used to be an Indian bloke who was like a crooner called Kamal. And Hey Hey It's Saturday just had a voice of a bloke who would just like give zingers, just roast people.
Right.
He'd just be on a microphone. Oh yeah, it's like thinking he'd be ripping into Kamal the whole time. But most famously, they had a show maybe. They had a comeback show, like, remember, Hey Hey It's Saturday, we're going to bring back our best guests, right? They had like a gong show bit in the middle of the show, right?
Yeah.
Harry Connick Jr. used to play it all the time, be a judge on it all the time. Right? So Harry Connick Jr., who's quite popular in Australia, he comes in to do Hey Hey It's Saturday. They bring out the Jackson 5. Now, this is all Australian. These are all med students. These lads are all doctors. and they're all blacked up for it.
Oh.
Right, and
Was Michael as black as the other ones?
No, that's the thing. That was the big joke because when they did their show 15 years ago, he was as black as the other ones, and this time he came out with zinc all over his face.
Right.
Right, he was all white.
Okay.
And then
So it was a political statement. It wasn't just blacking up.
Yeah. So there you go. So Harry Connick Jr. went, I'm not going to judge this. I come from Louisiana. This is really racist.
Yeah, I'm from
All
New
that.
Orleans.
And then all the Australians were like, oh, the Americans are so sensitive.
Yeah. It's just a bit of fun.
Yeah. And then they tried to ban Gollywog dolls, which were like these black minstrel dolls.
Yes.
There we go. But not only did we have the dolls, we had the biscuits.
We had jam over here.
We had these biscuits that were shaped like gollywogs, and then they thought, rather than change the shape, like people will go, I like the biscuit. All right, we'll just change the shape then.
Yeah.
They changed the name to Scallywags. That's how they got
Scallywag bars. So ridiculous.
Until the Scallywag Association, Australian Scallywag Association chimed in.
So Scallywag still exists,
There was one.
right? And is that his format now? Is that what's
No. He still kept the same shape. He's got a Scallywag, right? But they were called a Gollywog biscuit.
Yeah. So they're not. They didn't change.
That's the biscuit.
Oh God!
Oh yeah. No, it doesn't disappoint. I had one of them in my lunch every day. First thing you do is eat the head and the feet. And never saw anything wrong with it. Now you look back at it like, Australia.
But it was the same with, it was Robinson's Jam in the UK and in Ireland. Had the Gollywog logo on the jam, and it was all like, it was one of the first brands to actually get rid of all that. And at the time, it was the 90s.
Yeah.
People were like in uproar. Like, it's not going to change the flavour of the jam.
Yeah.
It's not like, we've been growing gollywogs in the gollywog forest and then you squash them down to make special delicious gollywog jam. It's strawberry jam.
Strawberry jam.
We could just put a strawberry on the fucking lid. Like, it's the same with any time.
Well, the name change of Coon cheese to Cheer cheese, which is the big one.
Cheer,
yeah. Not even Cheers, just Cheer cheese. And the sales have plummeted. The Australians aren't happy.
You have got to keep the racists of Australia happy because it is such a buying block.
Well, this is the thing, though. The BBC, I don't know if you guys want to. Okay, the BBC used to have the minstrel show.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Right up until the early '80s.
Yes.
In Britain, where they did blackface, that sort of stuff. Eventually, people started going, let's not do the blackface anymore. And then people were like, I just enjoy the singing. What's wrong with me watching the show? I enjoy the singing. I don't watch for the blackface. So they did a few episodes without the blackface. And the ratings plummeted. It turned out they just enjoyed the racism.
Hey, without the overt racism, this is nothing. Like, this is rubbish.
Turns out these singers are average.
Yeah. It's like, if you like,
see why they didn't want their faces on TV.
just showing up at a clan meeting, everybody's in rows, but now we're just here to discuss small government. Oh, is that it? Low taxation?
Yeah.
Like, we're not going to do the racism anymore. No. We're just into small government, the overweening power of the federal state we're opposed to.
Yeah. Boring.
Can we burn something?
Can I wear like a white hoodie? It doesn't have to be a full outfit. No.
You can't do any of that. Ramon will be leading the meeting. No! Why are all our death threats? Why are we daubing them on walls in 2 languages now?
Yeah, that's because in Canada. You have to. I had a thing happen in Edinburgh. It was right when, Uncle Ben's rice?
Yeah.
Yes.
But they smartened him up. Like, they didn't stop using Uncle Ben. But they...
It was, of course, a cartoon image of an older black
not a
man.
cartoon. It's a picture. It's
a painting, though.
He's painting.
It's a
He
painting
painting
of it.
style.
Is it? Well,
I don't know.
Well, it
Of a fella, but the point is-
doesn't matter. Instead of not using him anymore, they put him in like a suit as opposed, like he was in sort of just a shirt before, and I was.
You got the tuxedo.
Yeah, this is
This is the new look.
That's the new Uncle Ben. So I was in line. I needed some rice, and I was in line at the Tesco, and I said to the person I was with, when did Uncle Ben start wearing a suit? And they looked shocked at me, and I was like, well, I think that's a valid question. I'm not saying anything wrong. And then I looked behind, and there was like a guy that looked exactly like Uncle Ben in a suit.
You know what you say?
And in Edinburgh, it's not a. I mean, it's not that there's no black people in Edinburgh, but to find like a guy who looked exactly like Uncle Ben in a suit.
Yeah, in Edinburgh there is black people, but you've got to arrange to meet them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You're not going to spontaneously. There's 7 of them.
Yeah,
in 500,000 people.
Yeah,
it's not going to be.
Yeah.
The best. I do love Australian racism. I'm against racism, but you know what it is? There's bigots everywhere. It's just Aussies. It throws you. You know what I mean? There's just sometimes it's like how it's just turned so far right wing so quickly. I was up in Surfers Paradise up in Queensland, which for those that don't know, Queensland has within Australia. It's the gold medal racism. Would you say?
Oh,
it has a reputation.
Look, we all know that racism really works. The closer you are to the equator.
Yeah. The hotter you get, the more big
so the south of America, the north of Australia. and then they're all the closer those people in the middle.
Really?
Yeah, I think that's how it works.
I think the heat, yeah.
I don't know. I think there's probably some Russian racism.
And I'm sure in Canada you have to go way north. You have to go. You're starting to go back the other way.
Yeah, maybe.
A geographical explanation of racism by Jim Jefferies. Get the chart out, Jim. Show them. Don't they look sceptical right now?
This bit here, the line of Capricorn, that's a sweet spot.
Yeah, you'll see. And I was in Surfers, right? It was so great. There was a dude walking down the street in a singlet, cut off T-shirt singlet with the Australian flag. So great. With the Australian flag, and it had massive letters. It just said, "If this flag offends you, I'll help you pack." He's a big fat fucker. And I just thought, like, apart from anything else, no, he fucking wouldn't.
Yeah.
This guy's not going to show up on the day of your removal. G'day, Akmel. True to me word, here to help you pack.
Oh, you are going home of your own free will. Well, I do appreciate that. I'm a man of his word.
No,
here I am.
He was just moving to Sydney.
Yeah. I won't show the flag. I know how much it offends you.
Yeah.
So,
well, let's get packing, will we? Let's ball up your socks. You'll get more in the bag.
it became like the Australian, like whenever the bogan sort of tattoo was the Southern Cross. If you see a Southern Cross tattoo.
Yeah, but bogan is sort of like a
bogan's
redneck?
Australian white trash, but they've got their own thing. There's a mullet's involved, but the problem is now the mullet has gotten so popular in Australia with the rich kids wearing it ironically.
Yeah. There's loads
that
of that.
the adopted like the cultural appropriation of the bogan has gone full circle, and the young blokes. So you don't know whether it's rich kid or just an
actual bogan.
Yeah.
And then there's cashed up bogans.
Like a real bogan should be wearing a shirt that just says Jack Daniels on the shirt.
Oh, nice.
Or it's a Holden Special Vehicles one.
Yeah.
That's the real thing.
That's the real thing. Also, the sunglasses
on the head,
on the cap.
Yeah.
So the glasses sit on front. You have a baseball cap on, and then the glasses, and they're always a mirrored shade.
Oh yeah. No, they always have the rainbowy type of shade.
Yeah. I've seen it when they're on. They wear them backwards on their heads. So
that's. But they're also
like this cunt's crushing it.
Oh,
there you go. That
mate,
one. He knows what he's doing.
Have a look.
He can't come from any other country. You can't find him anywhere else.
No,
he won't go to any other country.
No.
He's got the glasses. He's going to push them back. He's ready to go.
He's proper. Yeah, but also the other thing about bogans is a lot of them are loaded. You know, there's the cashed up bogan thing.
And then one of them is one we know, Chris Franklin.
Oh, there he is.
Chris Franklin.
He's got
the last man in Australia to get scurvy. He got scurvy twice.
He did not.
Yeah, he got fucking scurvy. He was eating that. All you need is to suck on a slice of lime every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And you won't get scurvy.
Yeah.
It's that avoidable.
Yeah.
He got scurvy.
You just have to drink Corona.
Even if even if you just keep your pickles in your Big Mac.
Yeah.
You'll pass the test.
Anything. If you just walk past the flower bed, there's enough there.
He got fucking scurvy.
Do you have a tasty UK-based Eejit
Yes,
morsel
we
for us?
do. His name is Chris Chope. He's a minister here, and he has gone against 3 separate bills. He's tying them up.
He's a Tory MP.
Yeah, he's not letting them pass. The one was for upskirting. He sees some sort of benefit for that.
Well, this is where the reporters go up the women's skirts as they get out of cars.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
right.
Yeah,
So
that's a distinctly British thing. Yeah, that's a weird...
Yeah,
But they've
so-
made that they tried to make it illegal.
It was
but
fucking Heat magazine started doing that, wasn't it? Or,
Yeah, exactly. Just as
Yeah.
women stumble out of a car, Brits love that. Oh, she's drunk, she can't get out of a car, and now we can see a clunge. Ooh, we'll put that in front of the magazine.
Yeah.
And I think most people realize, no, that's wrong.
Yeah,
You
that
shouldn't
one's-
do that.
It's not
But this guy, an elected official, is blocking the proper legislation to get it
Chris
banned.
Jope, yeah.
He's also blocking female genital mutilation.
What, you're saying we should still have that?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, he's still up for that.
I know it's a hard sell.
It's a hard
But-
sell.
hard
And he's
sell.
also blocking trophy hunting. They're trying to make it so that you can't, stuff a lion's head and hang it on your wall. And it's either he is just a massive contrarian, or these 3 things are really important to him. And if so, don't
Imagine if
don't
those 3
go
things
over-
mesh in the world somehow.
Yeah, don't go over to his house because it'll just be all snarling lion heads and all the framed pictures are like, is that Predator's mouth?
Just a picture of him smiling, holding up a lion's tail.
How do you reckon the first upskirting, like one bloke would have had to submit the picture?
Yeah.
I've got a few good ones of her coming out of the car. I've got this one of a cunt here where she just she's stepping out of the vehicle, and then they go, oh, we'll slap it in. We had a good response to the underwear picture.
Yeah.
Get us more.
But I think it's not only that; it's the underwear, but it's specifically the fact that the minor British female celebrity is dishevelled. You know what I mean? There
But
seems
it's
to
also
be-
the twisting of
Often
legs.
drunk.
It's not the greatest angle.
Yeah.
It's not going to look great.
But he's standing in the way, right? I followed the stellar career of Christopher fucking Chope. He's obviously there's 3 things.
So he's a minister.
No, he's just a Tory. He's a Tory MP.
Oh, yeah,
He's-
I said it wrong.
Oh no, they might have at this stage. The Tories are so fucked up. Maybe they have made him a minister. I don't know. But his constituency, I read about this guy going, who stands in the way of banning predatory paparazzi taking pictures of women's fannies against their will? Who's this guy? So I looked into him. It turns out, this is bonkers, his constituency is a place called Christchurch on the south coast of England. It's the only town in Europe that still has a fully functioning witch's ducking stool.
Oh, fully functioning.
Yeah. Seriously, it's the thing they're
But
proud of.
No
That
witches, so okay,
job done.
that's right.
We haven't had our crops fail for a long time because we dealt with all those witches. But it's on there, like if you get a postcard of Christchurch, it'll have the fucking ducking stool on
Wasn't
it.
genital mutilation though already illegal? Like is it legal and they're trying to make it illegal?
It was.
Because I feel like everything I've ever seen on it, it's always a lot of Muslim people, or I don't. Maybe it happens in other religions as well. I don't know.
It does.
But it's the holding down. It's against someone's will. The person's always crying. They don't want to do it. Isn't cutting any fuck genitals, right? Isn't cutting anybody in any way against their will illegal already?
Should
And
be.
if it isn't,
You
we
would
should really get that on the books.
Should focus on it.
Don't cut anyone against their will.
I just feel like
Yeah, don't cut off anything of anybody.
Anything on it. It doesn't have to be the clitoris, just the little finger. Don't cut anything.
Yeah, that's theirs. That's theirs. You can't have that.
it is.
If it's attached to them, it's them.
Yeah. It is a practice that exists across many cultures and different continents. But I feel, and I'm willing to go out there, as a squishy liberal that I am, I'm willing to go out there that if you're cutting off a clitoris, you've taken the wrong path here, boys. Like, you shouldn't be chopping the fun button off a chick.
No.
right?
Yeah, don't they
I mean, what does it
realise
say?
that keeping that will make them enjoy sex a bit more, maybe?
Yeah, but that's like, we've gone completely the wrong way here, lads.
Yeah, like this. Yeah, I got the glitter off, so now she's not even up for it.
She's not. She
weird.
seems angry.
I've scarred her genitalia, and now she doesn't want to fuck. I mean, what else can I do?
Yes, I've done everything in my power to make sure she never enjoys sex. And now she doesn't enjoy it. Oh, they're a mystery women, aren't they? Like, lads, I really feel you've gone the wrong way on this one. You don't want to judge people,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I feel like that's the wrong
And the
way.
reasoning is because women shouldn't enjoy sex. Is that?
Oh, I don't think
like-
any of them could.
Because the
even-
arguments for male circumcision, there's arguments, right? But there isn't really arguments for
Let it be cleaner.
cleaner, and there's meant to be less STDs and certain
Well,
things.
apparently, yeah. If you're a circumcised man, your likelihood of contracting HIV massively decreases.
Massively decreases, yeah.
Nobody fucking knew that when they came up with the
that's
practice.
just because uncircumcised people are sexier. That's why we get AIDS.
Oh, yeah. It's because you fuck better.
That's right.
No, you people don't get laid. That's
Oh,
what I'm saying.
I don't know. Everyone always says, it feels better to not be circumcised. But as a circumcised man, I'm just of the opinion I don't need it to feel better. I'm not getting things done now. We don't need to step this up a gear.
Well, it is an intensely erotic part of a man's body, the schmeckel.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the reason why Schmeckel Monthly is the biggest selling female magazine. Just an entire magazine of celebrity men discussing their schmeckels.
Well, Australia did it to almost everybody my age. There's no one my age who's not circumcised. And then they went, now they don't do it at all.
No.
Yeah.
who
Well,
knows?
so what does that tell you?
I don't know. I live in LA. Everyone does it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, are Americans still circumcised? Everybody's
Yeah, well,
circumcised.
in LA, there's a lot of Jewish people. Where, it's
They're
pretty.
not only
pretty-
Jews, but you got a lot of Persians as well.
Yeah.
A lot of people that are anti-schmeckel.
Just
The
a lot
anti-
of people who've been in industrial accidents stood too close to the lathe.
I had a relative, I won't say part of my immediate, a cousin who he had to have it done at 21.
Yeah.
Because of some infection or something. You don't want the circumcision then.
No, well, I tore
That's
my frenulum a few times. It's not fun.
Oh yeah,
I
no.
don't know what he said, but
He's flappy bit at the end.
you pulled your flappy bit.
Yeah, the banjo string. I snapped it twice.
Oh, that
You did
bit.
not.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
That's meant to bleed like all buggery.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
Boy,
It's
what a
not
other than
fun.
that, a wonderful wedding. Really romantic. Up to the point that there was copious amounts of blood,
Yeah.
like a Viking funeral.
That's right. The
you-
ceremony has
Did
begun.
you? Okay, you said you've snapped it a couple of times. Was there always someone else in the room? Because they reckon most penile injuries happen when you're by yourself.
No, there was both times, and the one time I didn't know what had happened, and it just like my cock started bleeding, and I just went, "I'm sorry, ma'am, I have to go," and she was like, "What?" And then I went to the bathroom, and like I was pissing. It looked like I was pissing blood.
Oh no!
So I just I just got up and left and got in my car. But I'd been at the bar and I got pulled over by the police, and they were like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I'll just be honest, officers, my dick's bleeding." And they were not ready to hear that. They were not ready. Like they were like, "What?" Well, and there was a man and a woman too. It was a man and a woman cop. And I asked the woman if I could talk to the man, and she was like, "No, anything you have to say to me, say to my partner, you can say to me, son." I was like, my dick's bleeding. she did sort of hand it off to the guy after that, like,
Because women all these years have had women's problems.
yeah,
And you don't ask any questions.
No.
yeah, because I pulled. When they pulled me over, I pulled through a red light to pull over for them too. So, yeah.
I will say that's the number one thing about America is turning right on a red light. Brilliant.
Sure. Can you not do that everywhere?
Can't do that here in Britain.
I've wondered. I've done it before because I didn't know. I was just like,
no, you can't do it here.
You have to go into the box
Well,
and then
it
wait
would
in the
be-
box.
There
It
might
would
be
be
something on the
left.
green arrow, or they might
Yeah,
have a sign that
filter.
says can turn left. You'd be left, can turn left. on it.
yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, I just do it. But
Oh
there's
no, going
hardly
on
ever-
red. I'm very happy about that.
Yeah.
Game changer.
Why?
Because it just saves you so much time. Well, also their toilets work better.
Whose?
Americans, number one in the toilet company. They're number one. They suck the shit out like that. They take it away. They don't push it down with water so it tumble dries and then it doesn't all get through. They have a big body of water, so I'm not touching any porcelain. How many times have you shit in a hotel toilet? You've hit it all over the porcelain. They don't give you the brush in the hotel, so you just have to be like, all right, well, let's stay in there.
You just have to make a little nest of paper.
Yeah, and hope that it all...
Surely you know how to deal with that.
Also, the British flush, you got to crank it. But also, in America, you can flush whilst being seated. It'll suck away. If you do it in America, in Britain, you're going to get water on your arsehole. No good.
No. Yeah. I mean, it's still better in German toilets. Where
with the shelf?
Yeah, you shit onto the shelf. It's appalling. Appalling.
Yeah, do you know why that is?
They like to look at their poo, don't they?
Yeah, no, it's for worms. They had a problem with worms, and they would sift through their shit.
I know people that
to
used
see
to
if they
sell
had
their
worms.
poos.
And I was like, I think I know how you got worms. You're fucking playing with your own shit.
Yeah, that'll do it.
They used to sell shits in Germany?
Yeah, in Germany, to get a job in food or drink, working in a bar, you've got to get a license. You've got to hand in a stool sample to prove that you don't have worms. They're pretty anal, Germans, and there was a lot of young Irish kids working in Munich in the early 90s. A lot of them on the RAS weren't really coming through with good poos on a daily basis. So I know people that would target young Irish country girls who had recently arrived in Germany, know that their diet would be fantastic, and purchase their poos off them, and then sell them in their own,
to have their sample.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's kind of devious,
Well,
but
why aren't they taking urine samples like everyone else, or a hair follicle? Why are they going straight to shit?
Straight to the poos. That's Germans for you.
Well, the worms aren't in your hair.
I know, but they still don't have... I once got a job working as... This is for like the 2002 World Cup. Budweiser was... the beer of,
the king of beers.
The king of beer, but they always try to get the World Cup, right? And they needed someone to go around in a smart car that was all covered in Budweiser and all that type of stuff. And you had to go around. You put bunting in all the bars, like prize money and giveaways and punch cards and all that stuff.
Mini football.
Yeah, mini football, all those things you could win, type of thing, right? So I got this job because I just basically got up and did stand up at the interview and just say something. They go, "Have you got a joke?" I had tons of them ready to go, right? Yeah. And so, "Oh, great, you can do this." And the next thing was, "All right, well, you just have to pass the drug test."
Do you mean like set a record?
Yeah. And they were doing a hair follicle thing, and I was like, there isn't a chance in hell. And I went in like, I just want to see how much shows up.
Yeah.
Because I've been taking ecstasy the whole time. I wasn't even taking coke at that stage. And so I didn't even know it was in these pills. It'd be nice to know.
Yeah. What? Why have I been hugging all these strangers? I can't help but notice the hair sample you've provided for us is both extremely curly and red.
Yeah. The hair follicles seem to be hugging each other.
Yeah.
What's going on there? You don't seem
We
to...
actually smoked your hair when we found out what was in it.
Next time you go to the barbers, give us a call, because you are good stuff.
I remember I got a weird spot on my dick once, and I had to go in to get the test, and they were like, "Have you done any of these drugs in the past month?" And I was like, "I did them all last weekend."
Your little laminated sheet? Yes, all of them. All of them.
A couple of them. Right now, I had to get the gumption up to come down here.
Well, Sean Hughes used to do a joke about that. He's like, towards the end of his life, he said he used to go to the doctors, and when you're young, you always answer like this: "How many drinks?" "Oh, I have the occasional beer," and all that stuff. And then when you're old, you say everything because you want to live.
Yeah, just tell them the truth.
When you're young, you're just like, "Oh, I don't want this person judging me."
Yeah.
Now it's like just walrus ointment. Yes. Yes, I admit it. I have snorted the tusk of a walrus. Today, I don't know whether I got anything out of it, but I was very focused for half an hour, and there's no Adderall left, so apparently...
I had an erection for a day.
You ever do the Adderall?
No, that's a very American drug.
Very American. I haven't Adderall partaked. I get so much done. I'm really focused when I had all the attention deficit disorder drugs known to man as a child. You know, they pumped me full of that crap. But as an adult, I don't know if I want that one.
No.
I want to be more focused.
But like, how much more?
I want drugs to make me less and less focused.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
I want people taking care of me.
Yeah, I mean, it's essentially like a level of focus beyond what caffeine can give you.
Yeah.
I mean, really? How focused do you want to be? Like, I
I
mean,
don't know, maybe it's wonderful. It's one of those things that I feel like if I take it, maybe I'll get into it. You don't want to get into it.
Yeah, you don't want any new drugs. Drugs are. I don't want them back. I had my fun with drugs.
I went my whole life without wine. I just never took the taste to it. And then by the time I was in my mid-20s, I still didn't like it. And I went, I'm not going to push through this one. It was like cigarettes. You push through the bad taste until eventually you see the joy in it. And even whiskey, I pushed through it. And wine, I just never pushed through it. I just went,
my friend,
I don't like this.
You sadly have, and now that you're dry, you never fucking will.
Yeah.
But you've missed out on the joy that is Penfolds, South Australia's finest fucking vineyard.
I've had a glass of Grange Hermitage, which is like a $500
Yeah.
bottle or something, and it's meant to be very nice and all that stuff. So I tried that, but I think it's the people around wine that I don't like.
You mean people
the cork sniffers?
wine?
Yeah. Just be a drunk. You don't have to have like a whole little fucking backstory.
Yeah.
I'd drink this even if it didn't have alcohol. But they do have alcohol. No.
They're now advertising alcohol-free gin.
Yeah,
Like, what the fuck?
like a hand job from Captain Hook.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Getting a foot job off a pirate. You're just rubbing a stick against my cock.
Feels kind of like a hand job, doesn't it? No.
During Prohibition, they never went, don't worry, boys, we've got the alcohol-free version. As long as I still get the taste.
Jeez,
Then
thanks for
start a
that.
conga line.
Can you still make it in a bathtub?
Well, that's what they had back in the Prohibition days from Florida. What made it was they had all the grapes, and it would be dried grapes. Well, not how the fuck they did, desiccated it, concentrate.
Raisins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
No, it's like just,
Are they dried something? He's really from Ireland. How did you try it?
Yeah, a sultana.
how would you get anything dry?
Yeah. And they'd fit them in this little box and give them to children.
Awful.
Put them in cookies.
And you know what? They all grew up to be more,
Pretending to be chocolate chips, they're not.
and they all grew up to be hideously deformed, over 5'6". Appalling, lanky. They could barely stand. They were a monstrous abomination. And I believe it was all through the fruit and what are called vegetables that were given them. That's what they're calling them, vegetables. You can't spell it, you never will. How many ends are in banana? Nobody knows. It's a monstrous fucking creature. I'd like to leave. Well, if it's you cunts can keep talking. But I would like to leave this.
He's going to leave.
Yeah, I'm going to the pub. This is astonishing thing that I learned. I don't know whether you know this, because I know you like learning things.
I love learning.
So banana.
I'm better at forgetting.
Oh yeah, forgetting's a great.
Just makes more things to learn.
Yeah.
Just means you speed
I've
it up.
learned several things several times.
Yes, speeding up the conveyor belt.
Yeah.
But here's what I'm going to leave you with. Right? You know the way. Have you ever noticed that the flavour of banana sweets, right? Any kind of sweets or candies or whatever, if it says it's banana flavour, it tastes fucking nothing like a banana.
I don't eat bananas.
Of
And
course.
so I won't eat banana flavoured as well.
Right. Well, you might be all right with them because
It's synthetic. And also watermelon never tastes like watermelon.
No, I don't know about that. But in the case of the banana, it's a fascinating story of horticulture, boys. Oh. Strap yourselves in.
Yeah. Well, any story about horticulture.
You don't mind if I get my dick out, do you?
I would be insulted if you didn't.
Horticulture means what I think it is. Right? Horse going to the ballet.
Yes, that's right. We're originally from a farm anyway. It's the taste of banana sweets and the banana flavouring. Anything that has banana flavouring doesn't taste like bananas because they used to taste like bananas. There used to be a totally different banana, right? The banana that we have now is called the Cavendish, right? That is the banana that is in every shop and store in the world is the Cavendish banana. But in the 1920s or 30s, previously we had a different type of banana, but it went extinct.
They were straight.
They were straight bananas.
They were just a stick. You could fuck someone with them.
No, you couldn't throw them and they wouldn't come back.
Yeah.
They basically, this other type of banana went fucking extinct. And it was called Big Mike. So all this...
The fuck is naming these bananas?
I reckon a big guy called Mike.
Well, we're not going to listen. He's from the islands. He's really angry about what we did to his people. He gets to fucking choose the name of the banana.
Where are bananas indigenous to? Well,
so-
we grow tons of bananas in Australia, but I assume they're not indigenous to Australia. Hawaii.
They're like chickens. They're from what is now Indonesia. Southeast Asian archipelago is where chickens and bananas come from. A long time ago, like, I mean, the wild chickens that are in the jungles of Borneo, like, that cunt will fuck you up. Like, I mean, you're not going
are mean.
you're not going to win against these big bastards. These are big, horrible jungle chickens.
Roosters are assholes.
Oh, they wake you up.
Yeah,
It's just that alone.
That alone.
Like, who are you to tell everyone it's the fucking morning?
Why are you so fucking
You're the
excited?
only one that's working the morning shift.
Yeah.
Well, I
And what do
wake
you, what do,
up
you
in the
do
middle.
afterwards? You fucking crow at the fucking sun.
And then what?
Then what are you up to?
Just pottering around fucking chickens.
Give me a good night or something.
Yeah. Do something. At least then, like, take me to a fun park or something.
yeah.
Take me to the water slides, chicken.
All right, tell me about bananas.
There we go.
though.
Big
You
Mike
gonna finish?
banana. Big Mike banana.
Well, that was it. No, that was it. I thought,
So
it was,
what
I, thought
yours-
that was, I thought that was enough.
So
I thought that
you're
was fascinating.
saying that we all the flavouring comes from the Big Mike banana that's been dead for how long?
Oh, almost 100 years.
And they haven't gone, this doesn't taste like banana, let's do it like these greeny, yellowy ones.
No. For whatever reason, they've all stuck with the original Big Mike flavour.
There's a saying in Australia when you meet like old blokes and you go, how are you going? And they go, oh, I'm still buying green bananas.
Okay.
It's a lovely saying. Because it means that they know they're going to live for at least another week.
Oh, right.
They're not dying tomorrow.
That's
I'm still buying green bananas.
Quite a way for a doctor to give you your diagnosis.
Yeah, I wouldn't be buying any green bananas if I was you.
I'd just slide a yellow banana. I would eat that very quickly if I were you.
I would suggest that you only get your bread from the boulangerie from now on, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think...
From here on in your life, you don't need a toaster
No.
or any breakfast food. I have some bad news for you.
You can get rid of that freezer. Just unplug it from the wall. Let it all spoil. You're never using it. That fucking home in your garage you never need to put up with anymore. Just plug it out of the wall. I can do it. That's okay. I thought we were onto a winner as a finale for the pod.
I don't mind. No, I don't mind. I just think that they should update it now that we have the information. And what does the Big Mike look the same?
I don't know.
Same colour? Because you know how carrots weren't originally orange, like carrots,
They
and
were
now
purple.
now they're orange. They've been genetically made into orange. Yeah. And then you got like broccoli's a generically modified thing. So what colour was the original banana?
As far as I know, it was banana coloured.
It was yellow, but it was swastika shaped.
Was
and
the-
it had to be changed?
Was the peels, because this is like, we're going back to, was Chaplin, was he slipping over on Big Mike's or what we slip over on now?
He was. Now there's an interesting thing. He was actually slipping on fucking horse shit in the street. The slipping on a banana skin. It was a visual metaphor that everybody of that era knew what you're actually implying was that they'd slipped in horse shit in the street. Because obviously, you know, before cars, every road was fucking just filled to the gills with horse shit.
Oh, I'm going back to my childhood. I stepped in dog shit on the regular. My son has never stepped in dog shit to his recollection. What childhood is that? We used to, rather than pick up dog shit and throw them away, we used to have out the front of the classrooms grates. So you could, you know, because they assumed you would step in dog shit at lunch.
Yep.
And you'd have to go up and use the grate and then just get it all off your foot before you get in. And now people pick them up.
Nobody anymore under a certain age will ever know the incredible scintillating joy that is putting a fucking banger into a wet dog shit and running away. Right? Nobody blows up fucking dog shits anymore.
Right. I've never done that.
No!
I'm about to say, oh, that was good, but I never done that. But now that I've heard it, I resent not doing it.
Jim,
Hey.
let's do it fucking right
There's
now.
no wet dog shits around.
It's London, of course there's dog shits.
There'd be a dog park.
People pick them up.
They won't, not if we're in inner London, dude. Like, the picker-uppers will have picked them up, but there'll be plenty of
In
fucking
my house, I've
pit
got to
bull
bring my
dog
bins
shits.
in right away because if my bins get empty and I leave them out too much, the dog shit people start throwing their bags of dog shit in there. And then I've got dog shit in the bottom of my bin for a week.
That's a dirty
Because that's
move.
the beginning of the fucking thing.
Those
Oh.
dog
That's a dirty move.
Those dog shit bag people have troubles in their own heads, though, because they'll fucking start decorating a tree, and then all of a sudden it's just a dog shit tree in bags. Like, it would have been better just to leave that in the bush. It'll just go away. But now this is like... It's like a German fuck Christmas tree.
A German fuck Christmas tree.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
Tannenbaum.
Tannenbaum. Oh, Tannenbaum. Oh, Tannenbaum.
It's one of my few German words.
Why do we have so much dog shit on you? It's Christmas time. It's how we live. Come on, let's go find ourselves a nice dog shit
All right.
and get a banger.
Yeah.
I don't think
I think we should get the banger first and then do the dog shit. Because then otherwise we're just carrying around a dog shit without a banger. We look like an idiot.
Yeah.
No,
I don't
100%.
even think you can get bangers here. You'll have to just put like a firework in it.
Isn't that what you meant? I thought like a banger was like a,
that's
like
what
a
I
cherry
meant.
bomb.
Yeah, like firework, yeah.
firecracker. But they didn't have firecrackers here, did they?
No, they're illegal.
Oh, you go down to Chinatown and get them.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, you can get them.
And you can
Let's go down to Chinatown, but let's not get that.
Yeah.
let's just
something
go.
else.
Let's just go to Chinatown.
Yeah, go down to Chinatown, get the banger. If we can't get a dog shit, we'll get a dog. And we'll light it up, and then we'll off we go.
Oh, that's how to keep our career going. What did you do? Episode 3 of the pod, we blew up a dog.
Yeah.
Chinatown dog.
We just sort of we lacked some ideas. Had to blow up a dog.
You've done it, haven't you? You must have blown up a feces.
I've
in your
never
time.
seen a feces. Like, is there YouTube footage of this?
Ah, of course there is.
No.
You've never put a banger into a dog shit.
No. Nothing.
We had 4 channels in Australia.
And that is the end of the podcast. We're going to leave on a laugh.
And who is the greatest Eejit of them all? The country with the least fucking television stations.
It'd be the politician who wants to do the upskirting.
Oh yeah, he's King Eejit of the
He's
week.
King Eejit.
Yeah, Christopher Chope, you're a fucking Eejit.
Take some knocking off, too, because he's...
And how do we know he's not a witch? They can come in warlock format. Why don't we stick him in the river and find out?
You know what? Why don't we stick a fucking banger in him?
That's what we'll do.
Just make him hold the dog shit.
Let's skip out the dog shit altogether. Let's just stick a banger up a right-wing politician's bum.
Like upskirt it.
Upskirt, yeah. First, Christopher gets slowly out of that car. That's it.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in again, and thank you for our special guest Jim for.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Jim, for coming.
Thank you for everything.
Thank you for everything.
Come and see us in Europe or follow my podcast. I don't know about that.
Great podcast.
It's all right.
Oh, it's very good.
Just information.
I've noticed you wear a hat on it quite a bit.
Oh, because, that's I've got the shit hair, and I've got to put the powder in my hair, and I'm not willing to do that for a podcast, so I hat up.
Well, we appreciate the fact
And
you put
also, the
sunglasses on.
headphones aren't good for the hair either. I hat up for podcasts.
No, it's going to be good. Yeah. We would, me and Glenn would like to say on behalf, we're really enjoying being your flunkies. We like being flunkies.
This has been the funnest tour I've ever done. It's been amazing.
It's been wonderful.
It's been wonderful. So much manly love around this.
Well,
right now.
there's more time to fucking fuck it up yet.
Oh yeah. Oh no, we've tried.
This could all go to shit very soon.
Oh, Sheffield was quite the right turn for it. That could have gone any which way. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Eejits of the World. We're available every Wednesday wherever you get your podcasts from
Pod People Productions.
Pod People Productions.
Pod People.